Alright then, so our next question is about durability. How durable is a rock, or a simpler way to put that, which rock is the strongest? ¿Qué roca es la más fuerte? Which rock is the strongest? Because, as we saw before, different rocks, they're just not the same. We can see how different they are in their colour, and they're not just different in how they look. They're different often in how strong they are. They're different in how dense they are. They're different in how waterproof they are. They're different in what we can use them for. They have what we would call different features or properties. So, durability or strength. How do we test if a rock is strong? Well, there's a few ways we could do that. We could try throwing them against the wall and smashing them. We could get a hammer and start smashing them and see which ones break. Thing is, I don't want to cause that kind of mess in my room. So I've come up with a different and gentler way to find out which rock is the strongest here, and that is to try scratching them. So, can we scratch the rock easily? And to scratch the rocks, I've got this. So this is sandpaper. It's made of little teeny pieces of glass and sand there on paper. And when you scratch a rock against it, they will rip tiny bits off the rock, and we'll see the parts there. And so I'm going to put here whether the rock was strong, whether it was hard, or whether it was soft, depending on how many pieces we can see on here. If we can see lots of little bits of rock on here, it's a quite soft rock. It's not very strong. But if it hardly leaves anything behind, it's a rock that is stronger than this. Well, it's actually glass paper. Okay, so our first one. I'm going to start actually with chalk, because chalk is a really good example, and I think you know what's going to happen with chalk because you've tried writing with smaller pieces of chalk before. So if I scratch on the glass paper, you can immediately see a long line of white chalk there, because chalk is a really soft rock compared to other rocks. It's quite hard compared to, like, a fluffy kitten or something, but it is soft compared to other rocks, and lots of pieces come off. So chalk, I'm going to have to write there, fuerte no es fuerte. Chalk is not a strong rock, so I can put not strong. Lots of pieces came off. Okay then, so I'm going to try out the others. Shall we go back to quartz? No, I'm going to start with basalt. That was on the top of your list. Okay, so basalt, this rock made by lava cooling down from a volcano. I'm scratching it on the glass paper. Okay, with the basalt, I can see just a few grey pieces over here. So some pieces came off, but not that many. You can just see a tiny little shade of grey colour, maybe, if you look very carefully at the video. So basalt is quite strong. Okay, now I've got to do some more writing upside down. Right then, basalt, quite strong. It's quite a strong rock. Okay, next is quartz. Again, I'm going to scratch the quartz. Okay, do you know what? Not only do I not see much quartz on there, I think it's actually scratched the paper a bit because the quartz is really strong. And it's actually done more damage to the glass paper than it has done to our rock. So quartz is a really strong rock. So I'm going to have to put that there. It is a durable rock. And if it's durable, it's strong and it will last a long time. So the seawater can beat it, the rain, the snow, ice can harden and expand around it. The wind can beat at it, people can step on it, and the quartz will still be durable. It's very strong. Okay, next on our list was sandstone. So, time to scratch some sandstone. Try and get it nice near the camera. Oops, that's falling down. Let's put that over there. And okay, when I scratch the sandstone there, some pieces are coming off, but not too many. You can see a thin line there, so it's a bit more like the basalt, I think. So you can decide, is that strong, quite strong, not very strong? Sandstone there. Sand all packed together. Next one is the pumice. Okay, so I'm going to scratch the pumice on there. Okay, and you can see the pumice there. So pumice, is that a strong rock or not very strong? That was our amazing floating rock from before. We've done the chalk already, so that takes us on to slate, this flat rock. So slate, I'm going to scratch it on there. Alright, can you see this sort of grey area? A bit more's come off there, not as much as the chalk, but a bit more than the basalt or the sandstone. So again, you make a decision. What will you write next to slate for how strong a rock it is, when you can see some pieces have come off there? And that gives us our last one, marble. So marble, I'm going to do that next to slate and chalk. Oh, interesting. Some pieces have come off the marble. You can see a thin white line. Not as many as here, and not as many as here, but some pieces have come off. So again, you can make a decision there. How strong was that rock? Now, it would be great if we were in school and you could do all of this for yourselves with the rocks in your hands. Unfortunately, I've had to do this experiment sort of in front of you on the video here. Maybe you'll be able to see different kinds of rocks that you can test near you from the park, something that you find in the street or in a garden, and you might be able to identify different types of rocks if you look them up online to do that kind of experiment. There's lots of other things we could do to test on rocks. Let's just pick those two for now. So we're looking at how dense they are and how durable or strong they are, and we want to record your results on the worksheet just by writing your estimate of how strong or how dense they are. So you're using your observation skills like a real scientist. Alright then, thanks for listening very much. Watch the video again if you need it to try and understand what's just happened all over again, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Goodbye.